Hey folks, it's Jeff Messer, and we're having a very special breakdown today. We interrupt our regular programming to bring you a very special interview that we did back at Heroes Con this past summer. It was one of the interviews that I most wanted us to get, even though it was definitely one of the most difficult interviews. Patrick Dean is an artist from Athens, Georgia, who is a regular at Heroes Con every summer, and he was diagnosed last year with ALS. And this past summer at Heroes Con, it was kind of an exceptional experience to be a part of because we got to meet Patrick and we got a chance to interview him, even though he couldn't speak and he was typing into his phone through a voice box and responding to our questions. He was there with his wife and his children, and there was a big drink and draw benefit that raised a lot of money to support him and his cause. He started out after his diagnosis determined as an artist to continue to draw through this very difficult experience that he's been enduring for over a year now. And he has continued to illustrate his frustrations as an artist. Even though he can't speak, his mobility is very limited and he often has difficulty breathing. Patrick Dean is one of those indie artists that a lot of people don't know because he's never really done a huge book and nobody in the industry particularly knows him, but he is well liked and well loved regionally and locally, and especially around Heroes Con, where he's become a part of the family over the years. And the outpouring of love for him from the people at Heroes Con was very overwhelming to us. So this is a special interview. As I said, he's typing into his phone to respond to the questions that we're asking him. But I felt when I reached out to him and said I wanted to interview him, I felt like this was important for us to do, even though there was a lot of difficulty in communication. He was very funny about it, and he had sort of said to me, well, you know, I can't talk and I have difficulties and all these things. He still has a sense of humor. He still has his passion for art. We're coming to the end of October now. And of course, Inktober is something a lot of artists will do every day. They'll draw something new. They'll use inks to draw something. And he has been doing it on his Facebook page throughout the month of October. And it's pretty exceptional work. He also has an art book out that he sells at convention appearances that he does that basically has been illustrating as he fights and struggles against the disease known as ALS, which is an incredibly brave thing for him to be doing. So we wanted to bring this interview to you before we ended our first season here on The Breakdown. And next week is going to be our season finale. We have a super special guest prepared for next week, and you're not going to want to miss that. More information on that between now and next week. Look for that in your email boxes and on the Facebook page. Also, even though this is going to be the end of season 1 of The Breakdown, we're continuing to work on the first season of Issues With, and we hope to have some news for you in the next several months about where that's going to end up. And I know I said we're ending the season, but I feel like we will come back and do maybe a special episode around Christmas time. Of course, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker is coming out, and I feel like we probably have to jump in and comment on that. So look for that, and also continue keeping your eye on Issues With social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. We hope to be announcing lots of great things in the very near future, and tune in next week. A super finale to our first season coming up next week. No spoilers here, though. But in the meantime, sit back and enjoy this interview with Patrick Dean, and go check him out on social media. I'm thinking that you'll be glad that you did once you get to see the courage and bravery of this artist, this incredible human being, not just an artist, but a human being. So here it is, Patrick Dean on The Breakdown. Hi folks, it's Jeff Messer. I am here at Heroes Con in Charlotte with one of the fan favorite artists who's here, Patrick Dean, whose art graces the t-shirts for Indie Island this year at Heroes Con. Patrick, how are you doing?
Fine and great.
Fine and great. All right, doubling down. I have to say I'm very moved by the expression from the other artists and from Heroes Con. They clearly love you a great deal, and I was inspired. I had to meet you while we were here because I read your blog, and Shelton, who runs Heroes Con, Shelton Drum, had told me about your diagnosis with ALS, and I just have to say thank you. I'm so moved by the courage and the willpower that you have. You're here, you're with your community, and I hope you're having a great con.
This has been a moving weekend, and my family has been touched by their generosity.
I know you didn't know about some of the things that were happening this weekend. How big of a surprise was that for you during the drink and draw and the charity events?
They were giant surprises that made me sob in public.
Well, I'm sure nobody minded seeing that display. It's such a great brotherhood and sisterhood of artists and people in this community. I know they love you, and I know they support you in what you're doing, and they're behind you in this fight. That has to help motivate you and push you on.
Everyone at Heroes Con, I feel like they have pushed me to work harder, and their love has given me energy.
That's great to hear, and let us know, how do you proceed from here? I know you can still draw. You obviously, your voice is gone. What would you like to accomplish moving forward for yourself, for your family, for your friends?
I would like to keep drawing until I can no longer hold a pen, and then they can tape it to my hand.
Absolutely. I love some of the artwork that you've done in the past year. It's very inspiring to see how you're handling this. I also see that your son has drawings at the table. You've got to be proud.
Thank you.
You've got to be proud to see that. And I hope we see you at many more Heroes Cons in the future.
I am, and they're sweet kids, and I could not have done this weekend without my wife and kids helping me.
Absolutely. They're supporting you, and everyone here is supporting you as well. I don't want to keep you much longer because I know you've got a lot of fans who are coming by, and they're sharing their love and their appreciation for you. It's got to uplift you. But if you had anything that you wanted to say to everyone who is a fan of yours, is a fan of comics, anyone who reads your blogs. It does, absolutely. What would you say to people moving forward? Are you I don't want to say optimistic, but I mean your view of what you want people to take away from the experience that you're going through?
Refuse to despair, and everyone can save their tears for when I'm dead, but until then be joyful even if you have to fake it.
That's good. That's great advice. Those are powerful words. I know you're going to fight as hard as you can fight, and I know you're going to be drawing every minute along the way, and I know that you feel the love that's here from all these people for you right now.
Do.
Well, whatever happens, keep up the good fight. I'm going to be following your story, and I'm going to be thinking about you, and I know everyone here has been touched this weekend as much as you've been touched by the outpouring of love. You've made a difference in people's lives, and it sucks that this is something that you're dealing with, but I have so much respect for you with the bravery that you're showing and the never quit spirit that you're bringing to it.
People who run this show have giant hearts.
Yes, they do. And you do too. You do too. Best wishes to you in the future. Look forward to seeing you again. Absolutely. Patrick Dean, thank you so much. Thank you guys. So that's the breakdown. We'll see you soon.